Don't you want rock that? Well, you's a thumbs up girl. Me and you together is a rock that.
So word on the street is that Jay-Z is not a happy camper right now. And if you're familiar with Jay-Z, you know that when he's mad, it's serious business. Heads tend to roll. It's like waking up a sleeping lion. You don't want to be on the receiving end of that roar and what's got him in this state. While the grapevine is buzzing with talk about his wife Beyoncé, you know how fiercely protective Jay-Z is of his queen, right? He doesn't mess around when it comes to her now. The Carters, they're all about their private life, private any hint of drama, and they're quick to shut it down like it never happened. But this time, it seems things are different. It looks like Jay-Z is not content with just sweeping things under the rug. There's this rumor swirling around about some leaked footage involving Beyoncé, and it's got Jay-Z seeing red. It's got him on a warpath, reportedly ready to unleash some serious consequences on anyone involved. It's messy, real messy. They say Jay-Z's is not holding back in that. But those allegedly involved in the leaked footage are already feeling the heat with their careers potentially on the line. Jay-Z is not messing around when it comes to protecting his queen. And it seems like he's pulling out all the stops to shut this down. So what's the deal with this leaked footage? Let's dive in. First off, let's rewind the tape and talk about this legendary video that's been making waves for ages. You know the one I'm talking about. Beyoncé and Terence Howard fans can't get enough of it even after all these years. Picture this: Beyoncé giving Terence a performance, and Terence looking like he's under some sort of spell. And get this, she was already with Jay-Z at the time. Yeah, this happened way back like 19 years ago. So Destiny's Child slayed the stage with Cater to You. At the BET Awards 2005, the girls were on fire, dressed to the nines in elegant nude brown dresses that hugged every curve. Now here's where things get juicy. The girls were looking for 3 lucky dudes to join them on stage for a little catering special. And who does Beyoncé pick? None other than Terence Howard, who happened to be sitting right next to her parents at first. Howard, as the performance went on, his expression shifted. He looked like he was enchanted or something. But here's the thing, even after all this time, people are still chatting about the insane chemistry between Beyoncé and Terence. Some folks even go as far as saying they could have been a power couple if weren't for Jay-Z in the picture. You know, not everyone's on board with Jay-Z and Beyoncé as a duo after that jaw-dropping performance. Fans were shipping Beyoncé and Terence. Hard rumors started swirling about a possible fling between them during that time, and apparently Jay-Z wasn't too thrilled about it. Word on the street is that he made some moves to mess with Terence's career afterward. And wouldn't you know it, things started going downhill for Terence from there. Back in the early 2000s, he was on the brink of being the next big leading man. I mean, his Oscar-winning performance in Crash had everyone thinking he was about to take over Hollywood. Now zoom in on 2008. Terence steps into the Marvel Universe with Iron Man as Roy, and he's raking in that sweet cash, holding down a side gig while being the highest paid actor in the movie. But wait, fast forward to 2010 and bam, Don Cheadle swoops in as Roy in the Iron Man sequel. The plot thickens. Rumor has it Terence got hit with a massive pay cutoff for slashing it by 50% to 80% for Iron Man 2. But here's where things get interesting. Did he turn down the offer himself? Or was there some behind-the-scenes drama, maybe even involving the influence of Jay-Z's? Entertainment Weekly spilled some piping hot tea back in the day, suggesting Terence might have had a bit of a temper issue being a handful on. Now Terence Howard would go ahead and state that he's retiring to let new talent through and to save the planet.
This is the end for me. There's some better actors out there that can do things that I was never able to do. And that's what
But folks ain't buying it. Nope, they're side-eyeing him real hard and pointing fingers at none other than Jay-Z. But wait, there's more. Enter Sean Paul, another name that supposedly got tangled up in Jay-Z's web just because he allegedly got cozy with Beyoncé. It's like Jay-Z had a radar for anyone even remotely connected to his queen, and he wasn't having it. Rumor has it things got a bit icy between them after they shot the music video for their hit Baby Boy separately.
The night before the video shoot, I was told I'm not in any scene with her, which to me at the time, the way I was thinking about the video was totally different. I thought we were gonna kind of act.
Sean Paul himself decided to set the record straight on why he stopped performing Baby Boy with Beyoncé. And whether there was any truth to those juicy rumors during an interview with the Daily Bee, he spilled the beans on some of his favorite collaborations. First up, Busta Rhymes, because let's be real, who wouldn't want to work with Sean Paul talked about feeling like he leveled up musically by teaming up for tracks like Give Me the Light and Make It Clap. Then there's Rihanna, who he bonded with over their shared love for Jamaica during a tour. But when the topic of Beyoncé came up, Sean kept it real. He admitted they didn't exactly hang out, but he had mad respect for her music and, let's face it, her stunning looks, so when Queen Bey reached out for a collab, Sean was all in. He thought they were going to drop an R&B vibe, but it ended up being a dancehall banger. Despite the track's massive success, Sean Paul revealed he only got to perform it with Beyoncé 3 times, and that kind of and him out. So while chatting about the whole performance dynamic, Sean Paul dropped some real talk. He mentioned how some of his longtime crew suddenly became fans after just 3 performances with Beyoncé, which kind of blew his mind. He recalled one of those gigs being at Reggie Sunfest during the 2003 Rock the Mic tour. Now, Queen Bey wasn't on the tour every day, but she'd pop in on certain dates to do her thing, usually belting out Crazy in Love with Jay-Z. But here's where things take a weird turn. The second time Sean and Beyoncé were set to perform together, things got funky real quick. Sean was in LA doing his thing when he got word they were going to link up for Baby Boy. So he rushes over, the crowd goes wild, but then something feels off. Despite him giving it his all, he couldn't feel the energy from the crowd, and that's when it hit him. Someone had messed with his mic backstage. His own crew was fuming, telling him they couldn't hear a word he was saying out there. Basically, his mic got straight up sabotage. Now, the first time it happened, Sean brushed it off as a glitch. But when it happened again, he knew something fishy was going on. Sean had another performance lined up with Beyoncé, this time in Scotland for an MTV event. They did the whole rehearsal thing. Everything seemed smooth sailing. The plan was for Sean to pop up from under the stage, join Beyoncé at this big center stage surrounded by fire. Sounds pretty epic, right? Well, here's where things went left when it was shaky. One's turn to spit his verse. The track went all W, looping the same part over and over. Shay's there like, what's the deal here? And that was the moment it clicked for him. Someone was trying to mess with his shine. Now, here's where it gets juicy. Apparently, after this debacle, Beyoncé decided to confront Sean about those pesky dating rumors because it was starting to mess with her rep. But C's like, hold up, I knew Jay before you, and we were cool, so maybe me and him should chat first. But Beyoncé's TM wasn't having it. They made it crystal clear they weren't going to be working with Sean anymore. Then there's the VMAs debacle. Beyoncé tells Sean they're going to rehearse for their performance. But then the day before the big show, Sean overhears someone else rehearsing Baby Boy, and surprise, when they check with the label, they're hit with the news Beyoncé's flying solo for the performance for Sean. It was not only awkward but downright humiliating, especially having to sit through the show with his wife and other celebs asking why he wasn't up there. And when Sean finally clocked that there was some serious sabotage going on, he decided to cut his losses and bounce. Less learned, you don't mess with Jay-Z when it comes to Beyoncé. All right, before we dive into the other guys Beyoncé has allegedly been close to, let's touch on the Jay-Z and Beyoncé partnership. You know, some folks out there label their marriage as toxic, claiming Jay-Z must have been pulling the strings since Beyoncé